That's fair. I said the point, I guess, is that everyone pays a lot of attention to everything they do, good, bad, or indifferent.
Yeah.
And we've talked a lot on our show in the evenings about how disappointing their season has been. So now Russell Westbrook, you saw it the other night. He did not play the last few minutes of their game in which they lost to the Pacers. And this morning, Woj has some new quotes from him. Here's what Russell Westbrook said in a story that was just posted this morning. He said, "Was I surprised?" Meaning that he did not finish the game. Yes. I was disappointed I didn't go back in, but I'm more disappointed that we lost the damn game. Ultimately, you have to be okay when stuff doesn't go well, and I'm okay. I've done everything that's been asked of me here, and I'll continue to do so and ride this out as long as we can toward our ultimate goal, and that's to win a championship. So you said on our show Countdown the other night, change is coming to the Lakers. How does, if any way, does it impact Russell Westbrook and his role there?
Well, this is one of those things that happened. The reality of the situation. First of all, mad respect for Russell Westbrook, who never cheats the game. He always gives 100% effort, even though everybody wants to point to that play where he let Karis LeVert go to his right, which was a boneheaded play. The bottom line is I didn't see a lack of effort. He just made a mistake in how he defended the kid. Having said all of that, Russell Westbrook's lying. Oh, yes, make no mistake about it. He's lost enough game in a Lakers uniform to be less bothered by the loss than he is by the fact that he was benched. Russell Westbrook doesn't get benched. He can sit up there and say all he wants to that the loss bothered him. But the fact that this perennial all-star, this future Hall of Famer, this walking triple-double was sat down in favor of the likes of an Austin Reeves, a Malik Monk, Stanley Johnson, people like that, please. You can talk about a regular season loss all you want to. What bothered you most was the fact that you got benched. Having said all of that, you're leading the league in turnovers. You still don't have a jump shot. You're struggling from the free throw line as well. Russell Westbrook has to get back to what he was when I believe it was the month of February in 2020 where he was player of the month, where he was playing like a monster, attacking the basket. Forget about what you can't do. Show the world what you can do. Remind everybody of who the hell you are. You're Russell freaking Westbrook. Attack the basket with vigor. Make them deal with you. Don't deal with the limitations you have that they're trying to expose. Go in attack mode and make them deal with you. Because if you're going to go down, the one thing that Russell Westbrook, I believe, we all believe in him doing, is going down swinging. He's no punk. He's not going to wilt beneath the pressure. He's going to fight. Well, that's how you do it. You attack the basket and you make people deal with you. Because what they're saying to you is, yo, it's a whole bunch of people better than you. There's a whole bunch of people better than you. There's a whole bunch of people that give teams a better chance to win than you, Russell Westbrook. That should offend him. He should change his thinking and be in complete attack mode at all times, attacking the basket. Because even though this is the strange part about the other night, he hit 4 of his 6 3-pointers and still got benched. That means they've had a problem with you for weeks, if not months. You combine that with Magic Johnson's tweet and mentioning Jeannie Buss, like I told you, change was coming. That's one of the change. They ain't finished. If they keep playing this way, it's going to be a change. If it's not a trade, it's going to be a new coach.
Well, very quickly on this show, I just wanted to take a moment to say, because you talked about it publicly, we are all so relieved that you are well and healthy and back. And I will see you tonight, 7 Eastern, here on ESPN for Countdown. But everyone else is going to see Stephen A.
Wojnarowski, affectionately known around here as Woj. Surprised? Yes. I was disappointed I didn't go back in, but I'm more disappointed that we lost the damn game. Ultimately, you have to be okay when expletive doesn't go well, and I'm okay. I've done everything that's been asked of me, and I'll continue to do so, and ride this out as long as we can toward our ultimate goal, and that's to win a championship. And well, the Lakers are hoping Russell Westbrook can get in the zone. Get in the zone is brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Key, what do you think of what Russ had to say to Woj?
Well, it's frustration, right? It really is. He had high hopes that his first year in L.A. would be, different than what he's been playing. He hasn't played well at all. He would be the first to tell you that. He's not happy about it. He thought he was coming home and to a great homecoming, and things would be different this time of year. And so when you look at it, accepting what has happened is your first step. And Russ has accepted the fact that he was benched. He understands why he was benched. And from what I understand in speaking with him is that he's going to do better so that it doesn't happen again. And next time around, he's going to try to work on certain things on the defensive end and understanding. And he understands that this is his first time playing with the players that he's played with. So he's not overly panicked about it, and I don't think we should be. We shouldn't get overly panicked until we really know that the Lakers are completely out of it.
Yeah, I've been preaching patience with the team, and Russell Westbrook, by the way, is my favorite player. I'm not saying he's the best. He's because of what he brings every night. You never get cheated. And that reaction that Key just described does not surprise me, right? That he took it that way. But something about the quote, Jay, makes me feel like actually there is a danger that the Lakers won't be patient.
Well, that's a great thing, isn't it? It's sometimes I feel like at all of our lives in some juncture, when you keep rising and you do well, like you're going to get hit with adversity. And how you decide to handle that means something. And I think for Russ, this has followed him. Yesterday I was in First Take, and Stephen A. and I were talking about it. Stephen A. went down this list of all the players that Russell Westbrook played with and was like, none of these equated to a championship. And I was like, you know what, Stephen A., you're right. So is there extra pressure on Russ? Yeah, that's what probably made him call Woj and be like, hey, look, Woj, I didn't talk to the media. Here's what's going down. But I think that can work for them. This team needs a kick in the ass, man. They need it. They need somebody to say, this is mine. We need to own it. This roster is not great. The only way they are going to pull out of the trenches, and not until they're out of it, they need to be at the top of the Western Conference, and they need to start playing better basketball. The only way they can do that, it starts with Anthony Davis and his butt being back on the court and playing. It starts with internal pressure from LeBron James on AD and LeBron James playing at a high level. And it starts with Russ buying into how Frank Vogel needs him to play. And this could all work out for them.
And I think, Jay, he's trying to buy in.
Yes.
He's not trying to buck the system. Right. You see players a lot of the times when people say, they got to buy in, They're not buying in because they're trying to buck the system. That's not what Russ is trying to do. He's trying to find his role, his niche. And it's just so happened that he's trying to find it at a time when Anthony Davis is not on the floor. When Anthony Davis is there, it's a different basketball team. No matter how people joke, we joke about Anthony always being on the bench hurt or something's wrong with him. When he is, in fact, on the floor, it's a better basketball team, and he is a really good basketball player that can certainly turn things around for them. You know, they've got to figure out what they want to do, though. What is it that they want to be moving forward? Something that we haven't talked about and we'll talk about, I'm sure, going forward is also you got to have the right personalities. The one thing about AD is he can be a little bit passive or not really have an alpha personality. That works well with Russ. Because the way AD challenged LeBron to play better defense when he got there, Russ can challenge AD when they're all playing together. LeBron is going to be controlling the whole situation. I like the fit of the personalities together.
I do too. It's just when you want somebody, Key, to play different after they played one style that has led them to crazy success for 14 years.
It's not going to happen, though, Jay.
What do you mean?
Like it's not going to happen, meaning he's in his, what is this?
14th year.
I was 13th, 14th year. It's not going. His style is not going to change.
But
it's 14 years.
You can tweak it on the margins.
But that's where the gray area is.
Yeah.
That's what Frank Vogel and company, they need to do in order for this team to get over a hump, because he can't play the ball in his hands 24/7.
We talked about it yesterday also. He got benched because that's not the way we wanted you to play that defensive assignment. Vogel's not playing games.
27th in points allowed per game for a team that was top 5 last year defensively.
You know Aaron Rodgers has a ton of pressure, guys. Are you aware of this? But how much pressure is actually on Tom Brady?